All right, all right. Good evening and good night, and welcome to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show podcast. We are back. Soup and I took a little break, but we're back. We're back at it. Got some shows lined up for you guys. We have a special guest tonight. First time on the show for sure tonight. We'll get to him in a minute, but we're streaming out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. On Facebook, search for It's Your Perspective Talk Show. Same thing on YouTube. On Twitter, we are our call name is VI Perspective on Twitter. Our telephone number is not working tonight. Unfortunately, I meant to share that with the guest too, but yeah, our phone number is kaput. And also, we're using StreamYard.com. A lot of people ask, well, Dave, what are you using? We use StreamYard.com. I actually like it. It's very simple, kind of fits sort of what we're trying to do as far as a look moving forward with the podcast. Thanks to COVID-19 for sort of strengthening some of those type of technologies like Zoom and there's StreamYard and there's what's the one for Microsoft Teams, making all those things better. What else we got? Yeah, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are actually live from St. Croix, Virgin Islands. That's where we're at right now. I'm assuming that my guest is here on island as well, but we'll find out for sure in a few minutes. What else we got? Rastaman Soup still on special assignment. He'll be back soon for sure. So as we roll on here, and I also got to say too that this is episode 451, episode 451 in full effect tonight. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. until 8 p.m. AST is the time. And I'm just gonna run that real quick. But you guys got to tune in, man. Follow us. We already got like about 10 shows on the schedule. We got a special guest tonight. We have Ashley Ellis tomorrow night, Thursday. We got Cruise Rock coming on next week, Tuesday. Yvonne Peterson. We have Ifat Walker. I think she's a young lady that is from Rock, but she's actually running for office in one of the counties, I believe, in Georgia. She's going to come in and talk to us. We got a friend of mine, Shami. She's going to be on here talking about some youth development programs. Valrika Bryson, I think that's her last name. She'll be on here with her beautiful, beautiful, intelligent, super talented goddaughter, Rosemary Cullen. She got a new song out. She's been on our show before. And Diane Capehart. We got Diane Capehart coming on too. She's a senator. She dropped out. Now she's back. She's coming to talk to us about how she can get this place fixed. And South Chef, John Kuzmic, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He's got some music too that he wants to bring on the show, talk about this, that, and the other. But as we roll on here, man, we do have a special guest in the studio tonight. Let me bring him in here. Lucien Downs, welcome to the It's Your Perspective Talk Show podcast, man. How you doing, my friend?
Wonderful, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We just had to get you on the show tonight. Some people that I know said, "Yeah, man, we got to get this guy in here. They like your vibe, and so you are the first for our, I guess our second shift here as we push on into 2022, man. So, kind of on a more personal side, how you been managing with COVID? Has that been safe, or there's been some struggles, some heartaches?
I think financially, this is the best I've ever done.
Okay,
So the financial aspect is pretty good.
okay,
Um,
okay.
I think that the whole overall like hermit kind of behavior is still kind of locked in. I don't really go out but
Hmm.
it's kind of hard when you have a business, socialize like you're supposed to because that's how you make connections and different things. But I think social media kind of filled in that gap of sorts, and
Okay,
so it's helped me a lot to promote my product.
okay. And so your product obviously is you're an artist, you're a painter. Is there more like another more specific word than just painter that describes what you do?
Um, I would say that I'm like a scientist, man, with paint, because everything I do, I'm a mixed media artist, so a lot of my stuff, a lot of my stuff that I'm doing now it was very experimental at one time,
Okay.
and then I kind of incorporated it after I mastered it into my repertoire.
Okay.
So it's I would say definitely scientific because you have a lot of times when you hit and miss, but once you learn about different materials and reactions to different things, then it's like, okay, cool, I can control it now. So I'm gonna try to put something out there with it.
Okay. How long ago was this? Were you like in your, were you, I mean, still like in high school age, or you were like in maybe
Oh no, I
college
started
age?
painting. I started painting late in life. I was actually out of college some years, and then I've been painting for like 13 years now.
Okay.
So in the scope of the art realm, that's pretty young because most artists usually start painting when they're younger, and then
Okay.
they just develop their style over a period of time.
Okay.
So you know, so
Okay. And
that's
so I mean, so you gravitated toward painting because you could have went into, I guess clay. I mean, I guess there's so many types of artists. You could have been a musician as an artist, but your thing is
right.
just painting. Is it oil or water, or you got something that you
Well,
got
it's
copy?
mixed media. So I do acrylic. I do acrylic with like watercolor like washes. So I
Okay.
always loved watercolor, right? But I just couldn't. It was just too. It, it was too much. You know,
Okay. Okay.
it's just very unforgiving. So
Okay.
I love acrylic because you can do so much with it. It's such a different medium.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, I can paint with acrylic, oil, watercolor, so I'm versed in all of the mediums.
Okay.
I taught
Okay.
myself how to paint, if that's you
Oh, so
know
you're self-taught. No
self
formal instruction.
no formal instruction. The most formal I've gotten is like instructors and collegiate students who I used to do business with coming into my office and be like, hey, I like how you did that, or maybe if you could add something there or add some more definition. So
Okay.
just going by what they would say, or they might give me like a book to like, hey, check out this book and see, if this can help you in some way. And that's what I did.
Okay. So, I mean, it sounds like your parents weren't sort of instrumental. I mean, I'm sure they were positive role models, but as far
Right.
as were they painters?
No, my father was he used to do this thing back in the day called like string art. I don't even know what
Oh,
string art is. They would like put these nails in. I mean, now they're doing some real high tech stuff, but before they
yeah.
would put some nails in to like create like a syncroid outline,
And you
and then they
string
would
it.
take the string and string it around, and
Okay.
yeah, and then my mom used to do crochet. So
Okay.
it's a different kind, more crafty, but it was still like within the vicinity, you
Yes.
know. So I guess the creativity of it has been within the family. Let's say
Okay.
that.
Okay. Okay. Good. So one of the things that I thought, and we sort of talked about this before the show, was that this location in Christiansted here in St. Croix, Virgin Islands, I guess I don't know. I call it the back street going out of Christiansted. That there
Right,
was
right,
a
right,
building there that I thought was yours too, because I know it just kind of opened up, and I
right.
think I kind of saw your name associated with it. But that's not your
Yeah.
studio. You just have your works being displayed there.
Right. So I had a show there like in February. It's called Canewood Gallery.
Okay.
Um, Top Hat Gallery just recently closed down. So I mean, I don't really need a gallery to put on a show in St. Croix because I would do pretty good if I just open up a space, like rent it for like a month or two, and
Okay.
just have my work up there. But
Okay.
I really wanted to bring acknowledgement to that gallery. That's why I had the event there. So I know the gallery owner personally, and since Tap had closed down, I wanted people to know that this spot was here because it
Okay.
was pretty much invisible for a long time. And I'm like, okay, if I have a show there, people will know that it's there. Like you saw, like, oh, you thought it was my gallery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
obviously
Exactly.
it worked the way how we wanted it to work. So people saw the affiliation and actually come in and they actually been supporting the gallery. You know?
Okay. Okay. So talk about more specifically your artwork that's there. I mean, is it? I mean, was there sort of a theme for the what you had displayed there?
Well, my artwork is usually I try to bring to take old ideas and put them into a new form, especially
Okay.
like with like a cultural theme. So I can do like a rooster, but my rooster ain't gonna look like how a regular rooster look. It's gonna be a way different kind of like
Okay.
scale rooster or something, or even a mokojumbi. Like my mokojumbis are just like
They're
way
different.
different than anybody else mokojumbis,
Uh,
because it's just like I just think that we were too, even my sunsets and my stuff like that, because I just think that we as artists have become too touristy,
Okay.
and the fine art aspect of it was kind of taken away. So with my work, I tried to bring that, you know, contemporary style back to our common themes.
Okay.
So that's the
Okay.
gist of my work. Yeah.
Okay. Are you an art teacher by like now in your profession, or are you just doing something totally different?
I was actually in business, man. I was in management for like years.
Okay.
I used to just like I was a fixer.
Okay.
So
Okay. I got you.
I would go into different businesses, have sit down with their owners and see what's going on and fix their businesses. I
Okay.
was also like a GM, so I was more in the business spectrum,
Okay.
and then I just grabbed it. It was just like I know it was a gift that was given to me to find this opportunity in the
Hmm.
states, and when I did, and I became the GM, and the career just took off from there. It was just the strangest thing.
Okay.
You
Okay. I got you. The other thing that I read too, that I thought was kind of interesting was that you also too had I guess an exhibition, I guess is how you would call it,
know?
um, at the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International Airport.
Right.
Yeah, talk a
So,
little bit about that. Yeah, I saw. I was like, whoa, okay. Is your stuff still there?
oh no, 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 that was years ago, man. Like a lot of my stuff, anything you see with Atlanta is probably like 8 to 9 years old because
Okay.
that's why I used to live for a long period of time. Then I moved back home like
Okay, I
eight
got
years.
you.
Yeah,
I got you.
but it was a nice experience, man, because it was a group show, and a friend of mine was just like, hey, it has this opportunity. You have to submit some work, so let's see if you would get accepted. So I'm like, okay, so I accepted, and they've been like, yeah, and I was able to exhibit. I think it
Hmm.
was like 5 or 6 pieces at Hartsfield Jackson International Airport.
Okay. So, I mean, were you getting feedback from I guess travelers as they saw your stuff? Was anybody able to contact you and say they saw it? Or how did that part work?
I mean, the thing about it is like when you walk into an airport, you don't really, unless you're like there for a long period of time, then you'll be like, oh, okay, I saw that. But I mean, like my friends per se, nobody was like, hey, I saw your stuff. But when I posted it on social media, people were like, oh yeah, go check it out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of people went and checked it out and called me afterward and were like, yeah, dude, I saw your pieces and this and that. So it was a good
Okay.
feeling, especially when people from home, will go to the airport and see your stuff there was a really good opportunity.
Okay. Okay. Good, man. Um, and then, if I'm not mistaken, you also had some stuff going on at the museum in Frederickstead. I guess it was it the C Mart or C. What's that gallery that's all the way down towards the end there? You know what I'm talking about?
In Frederickson?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Caribbean Museum Center?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
PMCA? So for the past 6 years, I have been, well, 5 years minus 1 year before. I have been putting on this exhibit where I have established artists along with emerging artists called New Blood. I remember when I first started off in Atlanta, um,
Hmm.
and it was so hard for me to like get involved with the big wigs because it's always like a tier system. Like this is where you are, and this is where the
You want to
people
get
them
to?
who, right. So then I was like, you know what? I want to try to give like emerging artists an opportunity to show with the big boys, so they can like have people them aware
Hmm.
um of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard for you to even get like noticed. So I have a lot of people who follow me on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and I
Okay.
follow them back usually. And so what happens is I see their work and I'm like, hey, would you like to participate in New Blood? Or artists will come up to me, or the museum center would be like, hey, I think this artist is really good. You can put him in New Blood, and it's just like it's an amazing feeling when you see somebody sell their first piece.
Okay.
Or like for example, like my cousin, like she's an artist too,
Hmm.
and she reached out to me and she's like, hey, I live in Texas now, but I'm trying to really get into the art world. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, when I have new blood, I'll let you know this and that. So Susan Wall is like the editor for St. Croix this week.
Okay.
Um, Amazing woman, and she usually like we get together and whenever I have different things going on, she works with me and allows me to try to see if we can work on a cover or something. So I submitted like 6 or 7 different artists' work along with my cousin's piece, and then for them to select like a cover for the month so people will know when they come from the States or whatever that new blood is going on. And she chose my cousin's work, which was just like amazing,
Oh, really?
because
Okay.
the piece was just like, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
But I said that to say this, it was a good opportunity for her to get the cover, to come down from Houston, have her work loved and admired, and
Hmm.
sold her first piece ever because she's been displaying her work for the past like 2, 3 years. So you have to come home for people them to love your stuff so much to actually buy your work. That's
To buy your
amazing.
work. Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Let me ask you a question. One of the things that you mentioned was an artist being good. I guess you were looking at several artists, and I guess you have to pick 2 or 3 to go into this new blood exhibit. But what makes an artist good?
Um,
Or what makes you, good at what you do?
I
So you're
think
looking you're looking at the young ones, and so you're saying, okay, you're good.
well, the thing about my work is it's I think is good because I think it's spirit driven. I think that it's something that comes from the heart,
Hmm.
and people can feel that. I think that it's really different, which collectors like. They don't, they like different things. They like things that not everybody is going to be,
Hmm.
is going to like. Now, saying that, that doesn't mean that everything I do people love. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, when I'm dealing with like seeing people's work, it just speaks to me. If
Okay.
your work speaks to me without you having to say anything, your work is good.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I look at stuff like that. I love the creative spirit. I love the creative mind of a lot of individuals. And yeah, and then when I can see that in them, I'm like, you know what? This might be a good fit. So I know you said 3 or 4 artists, but New Blood usually has like from 30 to 40 artists.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And,
And and that's, as you, if I understood you correct, that's how you got your start, is through New Bloods back.
oh, no, no, no. My start
Okay.
was no, my start was in Atlanta. Then I came here and I was doing exhibits, curating exhibits with Top Hat.
Okay.
Because when I first moved back home, the artwork was pretty much like stagnant. Like nobody was
Mm-hmm.
doing anything. Everything was pretty much dead. So I approached this gallery owner, Hannah Rasmussen, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, listen, we used to do like a lot of shows and stuff back in Atlanta. So let me help you to, bring acknowledgement to your gallery, and at the same time bring an acknowledgement to myself,
Mm-hmm.
because I just moved back home, so it wasn't like if I was like Mr. Popular or something. So I had to build myself up. So the
Yeah.
gallery allowed me to do that. So I worked with her for like a year and a half, and we had like some amazing exhibits at that gallery. You know,
Okay.
um, Turned it around, cleaned it up. Taught her about how important like different aspects of the art world is, like especially like bios. Having your store organized, having things. Having interesting exhibits, so that would just bring together the artist community,
Okay.
and it worked because now it's just like art is like exploding on St. Croix.
Yeah, but what about, as far as I could think back, and I came back to St. Croix in 2008. There was, for the most part, a thing called Art Thursdays.
Right, right,
Wasn't that sort of like, popping around? I think that's always sort of a big event every time it's held.
right. But when you went to Art Thursday back when I moved back, it was like it wasn't really like
Nothing was happening.
And it was just like people would come. I mean, like it did not have as many people walking around and purchasing art like they do now.
Okay, I
Let's say
got
that
you.
much. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah.
okay, I got you. Um, so what other exhibitions have you been at? I mean, I see the one here at Atlanta Airport. Top Hat. Um, do you teach art?
No, I don't. I mean, I have taught art. I used to do a lot of sip and paints. I've kind of stepped back from that a little bit since
Okay,
COVID. But I do like a lot of exhibitions. Like at least I should say a lot. I usually do like 3 or 4 exhibitions a year.
okay,
Like right now, I'm getting ready to go to St. Thomas and do an exhibition on the 28th,
okay,
which is going to be me and 5 other artists.
okay,
So I did the first one over here in February. Well, let's start from the beginning. So last year, I wanted to do like a unity project, which is like trying to combine the 3 islands through art.
okay.
So I was just like, I almost killed myself, but I said, let me let me have three exhibits on 3 different islands in 3 weeks. So the Trinity.
Mhm. Okay.
So first I went to St. John. I had an exhibit over there, which was phenomenal. Then I came back over here and I had New Blood last year, which was phenomenal as well. Then I went to St. Thomas, and then I did Virgin Islands Contemporary in St. Thomas.
Okay.
That was the first time using it, doing anything. So I remember all these other shows. By the time they opened, I mean, people were just flowing in. I mean, it was
Mm.
just like a madhouse, right? So then the one in St. Thomas, it was from 7 to 12 or whatever. So I remember standing up there. I'm like, what? It's 7 o'clock. Nobody, like nobody. So I said, damn, I flap out in St. Thomas. So by 7:15, you could not move in that place. It was
Oh,
just
really?
crazy.
Yeah, I just piled in it. Yeah.
Yeah, they pile in. So it was a good experience. But the main thing about it was showing people how commerce within the 3 islands is possible. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I remember back in the day when I was like, younger, people would go to St. Thomas like if it was nothing. So we
Mm.
had the hydrofoil, which was like what $70 round trip. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we were popping over St. Thomas doing business. St. John, everybody was like it was a unit and we were doing business. And then when the hydrofoil went down, it was just like we weren't doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
St.
We just
Thomas
kind of
was like,
got disconnected from each other.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So and then too is like you gotta think about it this way. We order a lot of things online. We spend a lot of money away. So if we do inter-island commerce, we're actually keeping the money locally.
Locally,
You
yeah.
know. So I think I just need to. I wanted to bring awareness to that.
Okay.
So piggybacking from that VI Contemporary, I met up with this guy named Augustine Holder from St. Thomas. He's an
Hmm.
artist as well. So
Okay.
he was like, you know what, I really like this, where this is going with this Virgin Islands Contemporary. Let's try to work on it. So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's have a show in St. Croix. So then he came over in February, and he's the one who had the show with in February.
Okay.
So now, fast forward to next week. Now
Hmm.
it's gonna be me, him, and what 4 other artists from St. Thomas and St. John that are gonna participate in VI Contemporary, which
Okay.
is gonna eventually gonna have more and more and more people as more and more contemporary artists. And once again, a united factor because we're gonna do it on all 3 islands.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Good. So you're expecting good turnout?
I'm hoping,
I'm hoping. Okay.
I mean, I think after last year, the people that came out and supported, they were like, you know, heads of um what do you call it? Like WICO,
Okay.
um heads of the museum. I mean, not the museum, like the college, and so
Yeah.
different people who are in different power positions came out last year. So this year, I'm thinking it's going to be the same thing.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay. So the so what studio is this going to be held in?
it's actually going to be in Fort Christian,
Okay. Okay.
and Fort Christian has never had an art show before, ever.
Oh, okay. And I know they do a lot of
Yeah,
function type things there.
right. So this is the first of it, and I was just like, okay, So I was given the opportunity to utilize the fort and bring art into the fort, which has never been done before,
Okay.
and I'm very happy about that. I mean,
Okay.
everybody's like, "What? You're having an art show in the fort?" Like they were so surprised by that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Uh
like, yeah, we're gonna
yeah,
do some amazing.
that's like the I mean that's a spot to do something. It's
Yeah, yeah,
that's a
it
spot
is.
to do something
It is.
for
It
a
is.
lot of reasons.
Right.
Uh, okay, and this is coming up April or May. You said
This is April 28th.
okay, so
So
that's a couple
same
weeks.
time as Carnival. Like we're gonna be right in there with Carnival.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right in there with Carnival. So I mean, because before these plans were already made before the governor opened up everything, and like I was like, wow, because now, so it's gonna be a 4-day show.
Okay.
So it's gonna be from the 28th, 29th, 30th, and the first.
Hmm.
So we're gonna be having from the 29th is gonna be from 11 to 8,
Okay.
and then so we have some of that night thing because I think the village opens the night before. So we have like a little bit at nighttime, but then that's it.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the days is going to be from 10 to 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So literally, while this art show is going on, so is a tram coming down the street.
Well,
So is Juve coming down the street.
okay. Juve go be all this, and then hopefully when they don't shake up, and so then they come to the art show.
Come to the art show, get some art, right? I
Come to the
got you,
art
man.
show. So that's why I
So
didn't want to like compete with any of the any of the night stuff. So
okay.
during the day when you're done, do your little you went and you do your food fair thing. Then you be like, oh, let's go to the art show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why I
Actually,
kept it
I have
brief.
actually I have it right here. The Virginons. I guess this it didn't print out correctly, but it's just Virginized Contemporary Fine Art
Yeah,
Exhibit with Augustin Holder, Gerard Shomo,
yeah,
and yeah, 28th, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Fort Christian. $10 donation, light refreshments, music by Bad and Decisions Band, and the 29th to 30th and May 1st, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
yeah,
All right, man. That sounds like what's going to be happening. So I guess
yeah,
if you're
man.
over there, well, I guess a lot of people are going to be over there. Just
Oh
stop
yeah,
on through.
exactly.
This
So
is this is a good marketing plan, my friend.
thank you. We have to. And I keep on telling people too, right? We have like I don't know how much people we have now, but beforehand we had 100 and something thousand people. So it
That
behooves you
what?
to
100,000 people that what?
just like as our population,
Oh, the population. Okay, I got you. I got you.
right, of the three islands. So my
Hmm.
thing about it is like, okay, if you're a business person, it behoove you to like try to utilize, all 100 and something thousand people because, Singapore eventually you're gonna outgrow yourself. St.
Hmm.
Thomas, you're eventually gonna outgrow yourself. So why not, have it
Yeah.
so you don't have to like leave and go away to
Yeah.
say that you're doing something constructive that can feed you, you know?
Okay. I understand. How big is art really here in the Virgin Islands? I mean, is it a big thing or
Well,
um
let's
I
let's
mean, what's your
let's
thoughts
say
on that?
let's say this, right? And I want you to give me an answer.
Okay.
Okay. So
All
we
right.
are an 84 square mile island, right?
Mm-hmm.
84 square miles. And I put together an event with 38 artists. So that's not even all the artists them on the island.
Mm-hmm.
So 38 artists out of an 84 square mile island.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, think
That's
about
there's a lot
that.
of that's a lot of people that are doing art.
Exactly. Or
Mm.
people who are creative enough to do art.
Okay.
And that's the main thing about the push. I mean, that's the main reason for my push. Because eventually I want the governor to be like, you know what? Art is so important that I want to make it a staple like how we have food. So
Mm-hmm.
we can like market it and let people know like how much artism that we have here that have studios that you can come down and then eventually have like a huge exhibit like Art Basel, Art Syncoy, like why not? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the whole thing about it is like the community, and that's why new blood is so important because of the community aspect of it. So you might be a lawyer who's been painting for like 10 years and nobody knows that you paint, and all of a sudden now I have an exhibit and you come and show your work and people are like, wow, you're really good.
Mhm.
So now when I want to do portraiture or get a portrait done, I'm going to come and I'm going to hit you up to get it done.
To get it done.
You
Yeah.
know, more and more people away learning about how much artists and art that we have on Syncport, and they see this and they know about this. Art collectors are going to come.
Okay.
Art is a $65 billion industry, $1 billion.
Okay.
So I think for us to say that we're already a cultural mecca, which of course art is all inclusive with that. So why not, make it more like, okay, you can come down here for good food, you can come here and get some good art as well.
But art
Why
as
not?
well. Yeah. Yeah. What
You
what is it? What does it take to open up a studio? I mean, how
I
does that
mean,
how does that work from an artist perspective? Hey, I want to open up a studio. How do you approach that?
well, I mean, studio like to open up a gallery, you have to have a lot of free time. Like me,
Okay.
I don't have a lot of free time.
Okay.
So in order for me to open my gallery, I'm gonna have somebody who is gonna be there and work all the time.
I got you.
I
And I
like that.
guess the space. I guess you can have a big space. You can have a small space.
Well, I think if it's you alone, you don't really need a big space. If
Okay.
it's you and several other artists, then you can say you can have you need to have like a bigger space because when you are gonna do exhibitions together, because I mean, you gotta think about too, like when you get to a certain price point, you gotta think about who's gonna buy your work and where and what kind of walls they have. If you say like your pieces is like $5,000 or $6,000, right? Or even $10,000 to $15,000. That's a big piece. So that
Mhm.
means you're gonna have to have like a lot of space, whereas people them who are gonna buy that are gonna have big walls. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you have to. I think to be a successful um, gallery and artist, you have to learn about your client base and what are they trying to buy. You know. So that's all. Once again, it's just the whole business of it. I see Phyllis asked a question about opening an art store. That's
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you could see that, but you can see it too. So I
yeah.
mean,
I do like a little talk show thing too. So we use the same platform. That's how my name came up because I'm familiar with it.
okay,
And
I got you. Understood.
yeah, I used to. In fact, I used to work for Where you're from St. Croix, right?
Yes,
Did you live away?
I lived away for many years. Yeah,
Where'd you live?
I lived in D.C. early on,
Okay.
Miami, and then kind of back here.
Okay, cool. Did you ever hear about Pearl Paint or Pearl
Pearl
Arts and
paint?
Crafts? Yeah.
No.
Okay, so they were like the largest art supplier in the United States at one time,
Okay.
and I used to manage two of their locations.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I have that background, but that takes a lot of work, and it
Mm,
takes a lot of time to like invest in something that you have to look at the amount of stuff that we order offline. So I'm gonna ship this art supplies down here and canvases and stuff, and then most people still shop online because the local store is kind of expensive.
yeah.
So is
Yeah,
it
that's a whole tricky area too.
right? Exactly, exactly. But it is what it is at the moment. So
Yeah.
we'll see. So
Okay.
Phyllis, we'll see what's up, okay?
Yeah. She heard you. So what else you got? What else are you working on? I mean, you mentioned this. I guess the
I
next thing.
also so I did the Stanley mural downtown in Christiansted a few years ago, and it got like really banged up from the hurricane. So
Okay.
it was me and the Christiansted Coalition.
Okay.
We we put together. this mural. So right now I am trying to finish it up so we can mount it and get rid of that one that's falling apart. I
Okay.
use different materials that I've never used before, but I tested them to make sure that they can withstand what like normal wood wouldn't.
Hmm.
Um, but it was just like a very interesting procedure because it was actually using like this PVC PVC sheets.
Hmm.
So you had to sand them, let them dry for a little bit, then paint them, and so that is a process. But I think we're gonna get the longevity that we want, and that was the whole take on it.
So,
So
so just depending on the rain on that, just wash it away. Pretty much wash it off the wall.
well, it didn't. It's so in the back of the building, it didn't have any kind of overhang or anything. So
Mm.
when the rains came, they were hitting the back, and then
Yeah.
the wood would swell and this and
Okay.
that. So it
Hmm.
wasn't really. We didn't really think the whole process through. And then when the hurricane came, that like okay, that pretty much sealed it for us. And
Yes, we got to figure out a new way now. Yeah.
right, right, right. So I sat down and I thought about it, and I spoke with Mary Dima. I don't know who if you know who she is, but she's like an amazing woman.
Hmm.
She's all about Christians. That she's all about trying to make it more of a beautiful place, and so she worked with me on the first project, and now we're working together again to
Who's
finish.
this now?
Mary Dima. What happened?
Mary Jane. No, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, she's I can't remember what her husband name, but her husband is a lawyer,
Okay. Yeah,
but I can't
that name
remember.
doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah.
So as far as it goes with you, you have any who are some of the artists that you looked up to when you got into this, that sort of maybe gave you some direction, some guidance,
The,
inspiration?
the good thing about my about running an art supply store, all the big artists is coming there.
Okay.
So, you get to hang by their studios, they come in, they see your work, they discuss it with you, they give you pointers. I think that one of my favorite artists, and I really like, I mean, I just think because her work is so different, is I know her first name is BC. I can't remember her last name. That's horrible. But I mean, her work is like amazing.
Okay.
She has like she does like she does work out of like cloth, like even
Okay.
her shading. So like let's suppose that she's doing my face, right? She'll do it like in a color. Then she'll put like shading like underneath my eyes with a
Mhm.
color of I mean it's like amazing, man. She had like a big exhibit up in New York a few years ago.
Okay.
Um her yeah, she is yeah. I also
Mm.
like Kevin Wack Williams,
Okay.
BC BC Butler, BISA Butler. Like when you
Okay.
get a chance, check her out, man. I mean, you'll be like, her work is phenomenal. Um,
Okay.
I like Kevin Wack Williams because his marketing is just like amazing. I think every household has one of his prints. You don't even know who he is, but
Hmm.
you have one of his prints. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
but yeah, he's like the epitome of like the artist.
Mm.
I also like Lucien Freud.
Okay.
Um, his work is very loose. He was actually the highest grossing living artist. Um, I mean, he died a few years ago, but he was the highest living artist ever. I
Hmm.
love his style. I love the looseness of it. The depth, the he's just very creative.
Okay.
And of course, I love Dali. If you want to talk about people who, Dali is just his mind was just like out there, and
Okay.
I love the craziness. I love the the way how he brought his subject matter across. It was just amazing.
So are these locals or are these just national, international people?
International people.
Okay. Okay. I
Locally,
got you.
I would say like hmm, two locals. I really like um John Jones,
Okay.
and also what is his name again? You know the guy that does the he does a poster every year for the food and wine.
The
He's gonna
poster.
kill me. He's gonna kill me. He does the food and wine every year. Their poster,
Um,
and he owns
I,
Art Farm. He owns Art Farm.
it's on the tip of my tongue. I
I know
can't
I'm
pull it out
trying to
right
remember his
now.
name too. That's horrible. But his work is just like phenomenal, man.
Okay.
I love the way how he also Paul Youngblood. Yeah, Paul Youngblood. You know his mind is just like amazing.
Hmm.
The way how he brings across his subject matter, the little doodles that's going on in his artwork. Really love his stuff, man. And I swear, if whenever he sees this video, the one that owns Art Farm is going to kill me. Because I swear to you, I cannot remember his name to save my life right now. But he's a
Believe it or
really
not, he actually came on our show. This is before Hurricane to talk about his
okay,
old growing operation, but I can't remember his name
right.
off
It's
the
gonna
top of my
come
head.
to me.
Yeah, yeah. Please forgive us.
Yes, I am so sorry. I just had like a
um,
very long day, so
yeah,
it's been a
yeah.
little, yeah.
Okay, okay. So as far as things happening, that's pretty much it, right?
For right now, I'm trying to like take the summer off and kind of regroup and just try to get some my planning together. I'm
Okay,
also probably gonna do like because last year I did like the first coconut festival art show,
okay.
which is yeah, which I teamed together with Farmers United,
Hmm.
and I put together like an amazing like I took their little headquarters and made it into like this chic little art space, and people were like, "What?" They walked in and they were like, they couldn't believe this was the same warehouse.
Yeah.
So
One minute it's a barn, the next night it's a sleek studio.
exactly. So I really enjoy doing that, and what I'm gonna do is just try to have like I'm gonna invite a lot of Stintonian and Stintonian artists over, and we're
Okay.
gonna have like a nice little BI something.
Okay.
I think that's the mode what we need to go and start sharing amongst each other and
Okay.
just bringing more acknowledgement to the arts in the Virgin Islands period.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So during COVID, when COVID was real heavy,
hmm
so I guess were you at home? Were you in an artist lull, or were you just doing stuff?
Well, I was in a low because I think with many artists are empathic. They absorb the feelings and this and that of the people and what's going on in the world. And
Hmm.
I was just very it was a low point to me, and I got like a bunch of commissions, but I was just like taking me forever to finish them. And it was
Okay.
just like because your mind just was not in that place because it's like, okay, you're gonna finish the commission, but we might be dead, so it was very it was very morbid, thought
Yeah.
pattern because I think that's why I had to turn the TV off. I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching you anymore because
Yeah.
the doom
That could
and
get you in
gloom.
a certain mindset.
Exactly. So then after I did that, then I was just like, then I started painting and I just painted my way out of it. Like I always tell creatives, like whenever they have like a down period, whenever their minds are not where they're supposed to do, you just need to do what you're supposed to do. If you're a
Okay.
music maker, make music.
Yeah.
Force yourself to do it because then when you do it, it's just like you just come out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
You just
So
pop right back to yourself. Yeah.
exactly because those are the gifts that we were given for a reason. So if we're
Yeah.
not using them, then we won't feel whole.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's why I tell people that even actors this and that when they don't act for a long period of time, they go into this depression and yeah, because you have to use your skill set.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you on that one.
Yep.
All right, my friend, man. Tonight, Lucien Downs, the artist, he is our guest tonight. He is our first guest. We're back tonight. We got about 8 to 10 to 12 shows already on the schedule. Any final words, my friend?
Um, I just think we need to, as a community, we need to like remember from which we came. I
Hmm.
think the biggest issue that we're having as a community is like we're forgetting what made our community strong. And even a simple thing as when people give you like a break to come out and you beep your hand as like, hey, give
Hmm.
thanks. I
Hmm.
think we need to get back into that mode and also like uniting as the Virgin Islands and understanding that, we can only succeed if we succeed together.
Hmm.
And St. Thomas might be doing St. Thomas be doing that. But then when they come, what's so funny about that? When
Hmm.
Tommy and them come over here, right? And they're like, what? You have such nice roads. And then we thinking like our roads is trash compared to theirs. Then they come and be like, what? Yeah, St. Croix is so beautiful. Like, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know why we have all this hate amongst each other, but we need to stop it.
Yeah,
We need
yeah,
to understand that, every island has something that's beautiful about it. St. Croix more than others.
yeah.
But but at the same token, we
Hey,
just
man, you got to rep your island, man. I mean, we're all one, but you got to rep your
oh, for
island. It's
sure, for
just,
sure, for sure. And that's how I feel. What I'm saying? Like it's so funny, right? Because I spoke to my partner today because we're about to go release something in the next few weeks. And me want to say nothing, but we're about to release something. And so I went by his store today and I was like, dude, like you have the new stuff coming? He was like, nah, I ain't coming yet because when I go over there, at my event, I gonna be rocking that shirt. And it doesn't say St. Croix on it,
uh,
but people already know where it come from. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So henceforth it's like saying it's a Crucian shirt.
It's a cruiser
So
shirt, yeah.
throw on my little jacket, throw on my little, you know, shirt and let them see,
Let them
because
see it, right?
right. Yeah,
I
man.
got you,
But we
man.
just have to focus. Just gotta focus on unity, and people need to become more active in politics and stop like saying that, oh, that's why I don't vote. Well, maybe if you had voted, that person might not gotten in.
Might not have gotten it exactly. That's the whole thing behind that.
So we need to be more like how the Down Islands are very into politics and ready to burn the place down if politicians ain't doing their job. We
Hmm.
just we're so passive aggressive. It's crazy to me, and we need to be more in tune with what's going on around us
Okay,
and be able to be more of a part of the change that's happening within our islands.
I got you.
So that's a lot to say. Not even on art per se, but just the whole mindset of us as Virgin Islanders.
Yeah. Well, if there was a set shift, maybe we'd have more artists. You never know how that would sort of
Right. I
come
mean,
about.
and the thing about it is too, I tell people, right, even when I do like I did like a few summer camps or whatever with different people, and I tell
Hmm.
people, I'm like, I don't want your children to become like artists. I want your children to be able to be creative thinkers.
Hmm.
You know, once you're doing art and you come up to like a problem, you sit down and you figure it out. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? You make it look good. You try to like you make sure that that problem doesn't stunt you
Hmm.
from completing the art piece. Or you go and you figure out how to fix it.
Yeah.
So when you have an engineer and an engineer, once they have a creative mind, they're going to be a great engineer because they think outside the box. That's
Hmm.
what artists do. They
Hmm.
think outside the box. So that creative center is key when you're dealing with art. So I tell them, I said, I just want to be able to make your child be a thinker.
Okay.
You know, and being a thinker is being able to create. That is, you have to look at where like creating comes from.
Hmm.
It comes from the creator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
and I think there's a you have a thing on your website here that says, and I quote, it says, to be able to create works of art is to come to a divine understanding of the greater creator. And I think sort of what you were saying there to me sounded
right,
like you were just talking about this specific quote right here.
right, and that's the truth. Because once you understand, I mean, you could go outside, right, and you look at you can and look at a field of flowers, and then you'll see like an animal, like everything is perfect. Ah,
Hmm.
the colors are perfect. You look up in the sky, like our sunsets are amazing, and it's just like somebody just took a brush and just created like a watercolor, and it's perfect.
They're
You know
perfect.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if you can start to learn how to create like that, you have a deeper understanding
Hmm.
of what it is to create something,
Yeah.
and a deeper respect for people who can create, you
Yeah.
know, and the creator.
Yeah.
So that's how I see
So
it.
let me ask you one final question. So are you like, like some rappers, they may have like a book on the side of the bed. So when a rap comes to mind, they grab it and they jot it down so they don't forget it. So are you like that same way too when it comes to art? You maybe
So
you come up with a concept and you put it in a book.
so when I first yeah, I have like a you ever like sat down and just created something in your mind? That's how I work. So
Okay.
let's suppose like I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna do a picture of you or painting of you. Sorry, I'm
Hmm.
gonna like snapshot the picture, and then I'm gonna sit down there and look at you, and my mind is gonna create like everything that I want to happen to you.
Okay.
And then as I create now, then I'll step back and I'll put you like, let's suppose like I'm in the living room all the time. I'm gonna put your picture right there in the living room. And every time I pass your picture, I'm gonna start to develop something else in my mind.
Hmm.
It's crazy, but it's just like it's like working a puzzle.
Okay.
And you know what the puzzle that you want to come, but then you be like, you know what? Let's switch this a little bit because I really think if I do this, it's gonna make it pop out more. It's gonna give it more definition. It's gonna give it like a different feeling.
Okay.
And I do, and it's just amazing how that works.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know Charlene Springer. You know
Yes.
Charlene. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So we had a conversation the other day, and she was just like, you just your work is very it's like you're manifesting, imagery, like you're just doing that, and I'm just like, yeah, pretty much because that's what art is. It's just like you take a concept and you manifest it. And
Hmm.
she's like, yeah, and that's what makes your work so like unique. And I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that. But I was saying that because she's more of a spiritual person, so
Hmm. She is.
henceforth,
Yes.
right? So then she can see that within my work. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So that's why I kind of, since we're talking about the whole,
Yeah, no, I got you. I understand completely, man. I understand completely. You got art lovers out there.
yeah,
I guess when you go to a gallery, you stop by every piece, you look at it, and you try to sort of, bring understand what this person is displaying there.
right,
Trying to make there's energy going back and forth to try to get a feeling
right,
from that,
exactly. And
and
then
then and
also
then
too,
and
go
then
ahead.
you go to the next piece.
Right, right. And I tell people like, I remember I had a conversation with an artist the other day, and they were just like, the hardest thing for me is knowing when my piece is done.
Hmm.
I said, I know when my piece is done when I look at it and I feel like my heart, like it just is a weird like heart feels like I'm like, okay, it's done.
Okay.
When I step away from it, I don't touch it, it's done.
Okay.
Once you feel, because I think it's like you're giving a part of yourself. So by you giving a part of yourself and somebody who's in tune with what you're doing, they're gonna feel it.
Okay. Is your artwork one of one, or if I buy one and then my homeboy says, "Oh man, I like that one that he did for you. I want one of those." Can you?
I could never create the same thing twice. It's just
Okay.
it's because of the because of my format, it can never be done. I
Okay.
could do something like it,
Okay.
but it will never be. That's one thing
Exactly.
about my art. It can never be like duplicated, unless
Okay.
of course it's like a photograph or something. But
Yeah.
and even so, if you see my photograph work and you see it in real life, it's just two different things.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. All right, on that note, man, we want to thank our guest tonight, Lucien Downs, the artist. He was our guest tonight. This is episode 451. We are the It's Your Perspective Talk Show podcast every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. AST. We have another show lined up tomorrow. We have um, oh my gosh, Ashley Ellis. She is the Jamaican chef. She's got a, I
Amazing.
think she's, yeah, she's got an, if you definitely want some of her Jamaican prepared food, link her up. But I think she has an event coming up on Mother's Day that she wants to talk about, make people aware, get you guys to come out, get some of that good jerk chicken, whatever else she's making on that event. So tune in tomorrow. She'll be here live. Lucien, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Pleasure meeting you.
You
Much
too, man.
success with the art. Um,
Can I
the,
say one thing?
yes,
His name is Luca Gasperi.
yes, the guy from Art Farm,
Yeah.
right? Yes,
Luca,
yes, yes.
Luca, I remember you. I am sorry, dude. I just had like a little brain fart. Hope we're still cool. I do apologize.
Yeah, it's all good, man. On that
Yeah.
note, we're out. Everybody be safe. I guess we could still say, instead of saying 6 feet apart, maybe we could stay 4 feet apart.
There you go.
Wear your mask. Just tread carefully. Um, and you'll live forever. So on that note, we're out. I want to thank our guests. Everybody have a great evening and be safe. Peace.